The very definition of soul food. This simple one-pot take on a traditional Brazilian feijoada, a stew of pork shoulder and black beans, is so flavourful and full of veggies. It's stewed for a long time, so the pork is meltingly tender. To add carbs, I've made some corn dumplings, kind of a cross between the American biscuit and a savoury scone. These have a nice hard top, but the base soaks up all the delicious juices. I'm serving this with roasted leeks, popular in Brazil, and a salad of onion and chilies marinated in orange and vinegar to make this a full meal. Now this is a longer one than usual, guys, so hold on to your dumplings. Here's the ingredients list. I'll put a copy of these down in the comments below so you can copy. As always, let's prep our ingredients for the stew. Let's cut our pork into 4cm or 2-inch chunks. Chop the onions finely. Chop the celery. Zest. And juice the oranges. Slice each chilli in half lengthways. Separate one half from the others. This is needed for the salad. Separate about a third of the orange juice and zest. This too will be needed for the salad. And peel and chop the sweet potato into 3 or 4cm chunks. Phew, we're mostly prepped. How about doing some cooking? So heat the oil in your largest oven-safe pot. I may transfer mine to an oven-proof casserole dish, as this pot may not be big enough. But let's brown the pork. You don't need them to be too brown, but definitely coloured. You'll need to do these in batches so as not to overcrowd the pan. Now on to the veggies. Add into the pan with all the leftover juices in it, the celery, bay and oregano. Then 3/4 of the onions. Keep 1/4 of the onions to one side. Add a splash more oil if you need it and fry until they're gently softened. Tip in the spices, stir for a minute to toast so they release their oils and fragrances. Now we can add the pork back into the pan and stir to combine everything. It's time for the liquids, so now we can add the tomatoes, and the zest and juice from one orange. Followed by 3 of the chili halves, 2 tablespoons of the red wine vinegar, the sugar and the cocoa, and finally the stock cube or the gel cube you're using. Cover and bring to a gentle simmer and leave to bubble away for 1 hour. Meanwhile, finely chop the reserved chili half and mix with the remaining onions, the rest of the red wine vinegar, and the zest and juice from the last orange. Give it a good mix, keep cold in the fridge until you're ready to use it. I've just washed and prepared some leeks with oil and butter. I'm just going to roast these for 30 minutes in the oven with the stew until the leeks are floppy and pasta-like. After the hour, give the stew a good mix and add the sliced peppers and sweet potatoes. Give it a stir, recover, and let it bubble for a final 30 minutes. Meanwhile, we can make the dumplings. Rub the butter into the flour until it resembles fine crumbs, just like you would do making scones or American biscuits. Then stir in the cornmeal and the bicarb and the sweet corn and give them a good mix. Now it's liquid time. Mix in the buttermilk and all but 1 tablespoon of the mixed egg to make a soft dough. Use your hands to bring the dough together and season with some salt. Spread a little cornmeal on the counter and using your hands, press out the dough. Form the dough balls about 1/2 to 3/4 of your palm size and flatten the tops a little. You should get a dozen or so. After 30 minutes of bubbling away, the stew is ready for the oven. If your pan is big enough, great! If not, transfer to a casserole dish, as we've got to add the black beans now, and give them a big stir. Add your dumplings to the top and nestle them in. Any extras can be put in the oven separately for extra dumplingness. Brush the tops with the remaining egg wash. And this goes in the preheated oven, uncovered, for 30 minutes, along with the extra dumplings and the leeks. And serve straight from the oven whilst it's piping hot. This is a stew with a difference. Tangy and packed with vegetables. It's very satisfying. So if you liked this video, why not like and subscribe and see what's coming up next. So until next time, bye!